Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter, and this is Smart Business Moves. Today's Wednesday afternoon, and our special guest today is Louisa Shimamoto. Hello, Louisa. How are you today?
Great, thank you.
Hey, Louisa.
Liz,
Hi.
do you want to introduce Louisa? You guys have the
Sure,
relationship.
sure. So this is Louisa. She is a customer of ours here in Olympia of American Made. Louisa, do you know how long you've been a customer?
It's well over 10 years, Liz. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably close. Yeah, it's probably more than
it's
that.
been a while. It's been a
Yeah.
while. Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure how long, but the reason why I asked Louisa to be on the show today is because, we've had a long-standing relationship. Additionally, Louisa's husband is my business coach. He's a new business coach for me. I jumped ship from my old business coach after I had seen some of the people that he had been working with and started working with him. Louisa does her own. Louisa, can tell just a little bit about your own coaching also.
Yeah. I've been coaching for well over 25 years. So Alan and I together, we're closing in actually closer to 60 years. We say 50, but we're closing in on 60 years combined. But we've been helping businesses, small businesses, entrepreneurs, but also we help corporations too. So we do a lot of coaching, not just here in our state, but nationwide. We have a lot of clients out of the country now too. Because of Zoom and COVID, we've had to
Yeah,
flip things a little bit.
yeah. And
So
and you do a lot of breakthrough coaching,
I
right?
do. I love breakthrough. I really help people not just with business breakthrough, but uncover the personal breakthrough. What's holding them back and break those chains, identify what it is, whether it's procrastination or whatever. Is it the phone? Are you scared of the phone for some reason? What's going to happen on the other side? What's hiccuping you up, and let's figure it out and uh, and solve that. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
You guys can probably tell that that's her passion just by the way she gets
Yeah,
into
no
it right there,
kidding.
even just with the answer, right?
That was a higher gear there. That's
Yeah, she's
awesome.
definitely into the breakthrough coaching. Hey, Denise, good to see you. So anyway, the reason why I started to say this and I got myself off track. The reason why I brought Louisa on the show today is I think that as business owners, we sort of lose track of our customers. We think we are paying attention to our customers and we think that we're doing all of these things for our customers, but a lot of times we forget to actually talk to our customers and find out what do they really care about, what's important to them. We start talking about their pain, what they want from us, their expectations. We start talking about them kind of like they're just all one thing, one person, right? But they're not. They're all individual people. They all have individual needs, desires, wants. But what I found is that a lot of times, um, what they talk about, what they care about, is different than what we attribute to them. We just think that we can get stuck into bad patterns. Like they only care about how what the price is. They only care about this. They only care about that. Well, I think Louisa is going to break down some stereotypes for us today a little bit. So I've told Louisa to be blunt and honest. She's not really a very blunt person, but she is honest and she is forthcoming and she is a transparent person. So you guys feel free to ask any questions that you want. She'll give you the answers. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly today. So that's that. But we do have a little bit of housekeeping to do first. Yeah, Tom?
Well, balance out the schedule for the week. We're almost to the end of our week. We work a 4-day work week around here. So tomorrow we'll be wrapping it up. And we've kind of been close to the vest as to what we were doing on Thursday. Our traditional on the spot, we made a decision last week that we just need to give that a break for a while. So we aren't going to be doing that. But we're going to have something, interesting and unique lined up and been, I guess, moving some pieces around to pull all this together. Liz, you want to share what we're going to be doing tomorrow?
Nope. So it's not. The only thing I'm going to add is secret guest is more like secret guests. as a little bit of a hint. And that's about it.
So
That's
we're
about
gonna
all I'm going to give you.
we're gonna be that close to the vest. Well,
Yep. Yep. It's going to be something different tomorrow.
there's
Something
so much
different than you guys are used to.
there's so much that we could say. Okay, well, it's going to be unique,
Yes.
and it's going to be something that I think that you're going to really want to see and be a part of. So, mark your calendars for Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern, and I don't think that you won't be disappointed. I think that's safe.
I do think we need to speak to next week, though, Tom, so that people understand that we won't be live next week.
Yeah, next week is the RXC virtual convention, and I guess Liz and myself, to some degree, have some commitments involved with that over the course of next week. In addition to that, there's some times where they're going to be doing programming that would, conflict with smart business moves. So we're going to be taking the week off next week in support of the virtual convention.
We want you all at the convention, learning stuff, implementing things. So we're not going to pull away from that.
But we will be back the following Monday, which would be the 23rd, 5 o'clock Eastern.
Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week. Yep, we'll be ready. Yep.
That's right. That's only a 3-day week. We will not be doing a show that Thursday of that week.
That's right. But let's not get out over our skis. We could talk like for the whole rest of the year, but we're not gonna. All right. So, Louisa, again, thank you so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it. I know how busy you are, and you have a big event coming. Actually, just real quickly, tell us about the big event that you have coming this weekend.
Yes.
You gave my time for.
Yes, we do a lot of group sessions, whether that be in-person webinars as well, like I say, with Zooming. And so this weekend, we actually have a summit, and it's Scale Your Business Summit, and it's a 3-day summit. So it'll be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's basically Friday afternoon, and then Saturday until 5. I think it's 9 to 5. And then on Sunday, it goes from 9 to 1. So it's, 2 half days basically in a full day, but we've got guest speakers and all kinds of things lined up to really help you get after your business and life too. So there's a lot of good information, and I'll put it in the chat box. In fact, I kind of pre-typed it there, and I think you've got it to Scale Your Business, so you can reserve your spot in that. And can download that, but it's accelerategrowthcoaching.com, scale-your-business. So like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, and we'll have some breakout rooms and things too. So it'll be good stuff. You'll enjoy it.
So if you guys are looking to scale too, and you have some time, again, I highly recommend that you put a little time in and check it out. See what you think. Tom and I are always liking this idea of looking to other industries, looking at training that is outside of our specific industry and getting a different perspective, because sometimes that just opens up new ideas, fresh ideas, especially in these unprecedented times that we're living in right now. All right. So, oh, good. You got that on there, Tom. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. So Louisa, let's go back. So back in the day when you first hired us for cleaning, tell us a little bit about what your life was like back then, and what were you looking for?
Absolutely. And I've had housekeepers pretty much most of my adult life. I've always been self-employed and a go-getter and going 100 miles an hour between kids and work and family. And so I do what I do, and I hire others to do what they do best. And that's why I've always had a housekeeper to help me with things at the house, so I can spend that quality time with my family when I get home, opposed to cleaning the house and doing what have you. And when we moved to this area, of course, I started interviewing and things, and I did even, like I say, interview Liz, and I just really felt that I could, that personal touch and everything, and getting to know the teams and things that she had too was very important for me. But quality is important, but price is too, but even more so quality service. And I am picky. Thanks, Liz. Yes, I am. I am. But I'm only that way because I truly want my clients, the people that I use and help, it doesn't matter if somebody is mowing my lawn. I'm going to give them ideas and thoughts on how to grow. That's what I'm all about as a business coach anyway, is accelerating somebody's growth. And so it's the same thing that I do with even house cleaning and things. So like I said, that why I need cleaning, again, no time. I'm going to invest that time in a different way and hire the professionals to do that for me. And at the same time, I have back injury, and so it's hard for me to scrub the showers and the tubs and get down on the floor like I used to, and scrub the floors. Even I have an artificial knee as well, so I rely on the professionals to get her done for me, and I love that. And so, but what do I look for in a cleaning service?
Yeah.
I love, like, as a dependability. I love having a specific time so I know and I can think ahead and plan. So if I need to lift some things from an area where I was maybe spreading myself out to do some work or something, or folding laundry, I can get that out of the way, before you folks come, that type of thing. So I love knowing when they're going to come. Okay, I love that part for me, so I can schedule it in my appointment book. And like I said,
so let me ask you a couple questions here, Louisa. So our company is not good at giving you an exact time.
But you give me a window, and I know what day. And
Okay.
you give me a window, so I know. But you also call the morning of and give me again a window, so you do confirm as well, and I love that. Okay. So even if it's a message, it just confirms, so I know that I know what day it is, and I know where I'm going. I'm a very scheduled type of person, and I love that, where you guys check in and things too. So, and I love the fact too that I can even rate the cleaners, so that I can help communicate with you, the owner, as to how they're doing. Okay. But I love the dependent, and I like a thorough clean. And I think that the thing that I love when I come home is I not only love how it looks, but I love how it smells. Okay. I love how it smells. And that gives me peace. I come in, I'm relaxed, and I can enjoy my family time. And that's why I invest in house cleaning. Okay. So I do interview and find the right house cleaner, and it's hard for me to switch to another house cleaner. And why? Because I believe that. I know. And, but like I said, I did interview before I hired you. And what I love about your service is that you listen to me. When I rate them or whatever, you'll find out why I rated them that way, and you fix it. So why would I change to another house cleaner when you folks are very thorough and training, and that's the thing. So even when you're hiring new people and training, I'm okay with that. They've got to learn somehow. So I'm okay with that, and sharing that. And so I'll mention things. And if I happen to be home when they're here, I'll give advice or whatever, as if there's something that's, especially if it's a new person. But that is really important to me, is to establish a relationship with not only the owner, but the team. And I love how you do that with the teams. And I've gotten to know them. They're like family. And you don't have switchover in your teams very often at all. I know you have a little bit with COVID, but I don't know who hasn't in any business in this country.
So remember I said she's not very blunt. Okay, so here's an example. So Louisa, we had a train wreck during COVID stuff. It was like crazy.
But you didn't miss a beat. You didn't miss a beat. And you still called, communicated, you explained what's going on. And yes, you're right. You did. Some of the people that have been with me for years, one of them, of course, has cancer and different things that have happened, but you didn't miss a beat as a business. And I respect that.
Okay. I'll give you that. I mean, I wouldn't say we didn't miss a beat, because we missed a couple of beats there, where instead of getting some 5 scorecards from you, I remember specifically we got at least a 3.
You did.
Coming in there where it's like,
but I can explain those, because again, those were new people.
Wait. I don't want to put you on the defensive.
No.
I want your 3s. I want your 3s. Your 3s are
absolutely
helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so that's the only way that any business, if they don't ask or review or have a secret shopper come in their business to figure out what's going right and what's going wrong, they're not going to grow and stretch, right? And that's what I love about what you do is you follow up. You want to know how things went. And it's not just a matter of rating. You actually will call me. Someone will call me to figure out what it is, but also your captain that comes in, your team captain will follow up and make sure, now this is what happened last time. How can we fix that? Can you show me? So even if it's a different team because of an illness or whatever, they follow up with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
If they
good.
didn't follow up, I would let you know.
Yeah. Which is good. We like that, right? We need that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about communication.
Yeah.
So, but that is like what I really, what I love about the cleaning too, is I want a cleaning company that's going to be there and be part of the family, but also to where when I come home and if I'm bringing clients home, I'm confident that everything is absolutely beautiful and smells awesome. Okay. And there are sometimes when things trip up, but it's okay. And I'll go through some of those. But like I said, I want to be able to come home, know that everything's going to be beautiful. So whether I'm having company or not, I don't have to fix things last minute and rearrange stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's important to me. But and I know one of the things you said was things that, that kind of frustrate me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go through those. I wrote it down because I had a lot of coaching sessions to do today with people. And so I thought I better write some things down here to bring up my memory. But it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes they'll not lock the front door when they leave. Okay, or the exit door.
Does your company ever do that, you guys? Because, gosh, our perfect company never leaves the front door open. I mean, except for our customer right here.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, if I'm not here, they lock the door. But if I'm here, they don't lock the door sometimes, is what I've noticed. And I think it's because I'm home, but I'm one of those, I don't like to leave my front door unlocked ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are supposed to lock the door if you're there, Louisa. Yeah. Or even if you're outside gardening, they're still supposed to lock the door. They're supposed to check with you. So that's the reason why, is because it is irritating. I left the door locked for a reason. I want you to leave it the way right? You want us to leave it the way you had it, right?
Bingo. Okay. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and so the other thing was the rugs aren't put back. Doesn't happen very often, but that is something
frustrating.
It is, because it's so like I'm adjusting furniture, or last thing I want to do is put a rug down before I have my guests come through the front door.
Yeah, it's super frustrating.
Yeah. And again, that doesn't happen very often, but it is something that I'm thankful, because again, I've had many cleaners in my life. Okay, I'm in my 60s, so I've been having cleaners for over 40 years. Okay, so I've had Liz, thankfully, the last 10 years, and has been awesome. So, like I said, but I've experienced some things in the past. So some of this has been other businesses even. But the other thing would be leaving a rag behind, like in my powder bathroom. This happened with some of your new folks, okay, that just came on. And they were teaming it. They were just going at it, but somebody had left a rag on the counter. I didn't know, because I don't use the powder bathroom very often. I go into my master bathroom, right?
Right.
But it was somebody that come to one of our events, okay, our business events, kind of brought the rag out to me. And I was like, oh, okay, no worries.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right. So I have a question for you. Let's go to that one right there, Louisa. So in that situation, you didn't know, we hadn't been to your house that exact day. It'd been sitting there a while. Your business person comes to you, brings it to you. Must have been embarrassing and like frustrating and upsetting in the moment. So when that kind of stuff happens, right? What makes you still think to yourself, okay, are you just a nice person? And so you're not like the rest of our customers, or you get frustrated too, like the rest of our customers, and think like, why? Or, what goes through your head?
Well, I do. I get frustrated, but at the same time, I'm forgiving, because I know that these people are learning. And so when your team comes back, I'll either, if I've already submitted my thing for the week, I will wait until they come to the house, and I write it down. I have notes for them. Maybe they don't share the notes with you, but I do have notes for them, and I'll say, here's your rag from last week, or here's, whatever, in case you're missing it or whatever, but yeah. I mean, like I'll explain some of these other things, but yeah, I do. I kind of walk them through it.
But it doesn't only happen, Louisa, with brand new people. Like you keep saying, like with brand new people. But I promise you, Audrey left something behind. There is no way. I know that girl.
Yeah. She has. It's usually with spray was what she would leave behind. I'd have it for her on the counter next time she'd come back.
Of course you would. All right, go ahead. Share some more of your things that are frustrating.
So that is things. So the rags, let's see, the rugs, the bathroom. This is one thing that I don't know what it is. I guess, I don't know. I don't like the smell of urine. I'll just be honest right there. I don't. And so it's really? Yeah. And so I don't want just
that does not put you in a minority, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're okay. We're all in agreement.
Well, and I don't know, maybe it's because I've been to too many nursing homes or something, and that smell just really bothers me, but it does. Yeah. And so I don't like just the toilet bowl cleaned and just the floor, but I want the sides of the toilet done and underneath the toilet ring, right? But the side, the front of the toilet, the actual, I don't know what you call it, the stand or whatever. Yeah. And so that was one thing that I have corrected and helped other people with a few times that were cleaners, because it just kind of drives me crazy. It's not just about a toilet bowl.
So Louisa, I got a question for you. Yeah. So like if they don't do the outside of the toilet, do you think to yourself, oh, this is just a mistake? Or do you think to yourself, man, they kind of suck. Who doesn't clean the outside of a toilet? I mean, I'd be thinking, what the heck? I don't want this person back in my house if they can't figure out to clean the outside of a toilet.
Yeah, well, I guess I generally will find out if that is it just me or is that standard? And I've asked, and they said, no, it should have been done. And then they'll say, well, who was here last time or whatever. And so, yeah. So like I said, you guys solve the problem. I share it with you and you solve it. So
yeah. But bottom line, you don't really think, even in a small part of your mind, that it's you when they don't clean the outside of a toilet. Do you?
Well, no, it's disturbing. It just they should be able to smell it. I don't care what age they are. They should be able to smell that. See that.
Yes, and they should also be. They should be trained to do that automatically, whether they see it, whether they smell it, right?
Yeah, you think that? Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, and this is the other thing when I want my house dusted, I don't want it just dusted in some areas, but I have a lot of glass on all of my my cherry furniture to protect the cherry so that you don't have water spots and things. Yeah. And so it's not a matter of just dusting areas, but I don't like water, like glass rings on things. So sometimes they'll just dust it and then you still see the rings on things. So I'll even go in the kitchen and I'll look and I'll see the countertop where it hasn't been, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Diamond, beautiful type of thing. So I guess I am picky about those things. So
good. It's good stuff, right? That's the stuff you should. So that kind of why I want to have you on here too, Louisa, is so that like the business owners can see that good customers are picky for really good reasons too. And so sometimes like your customer might like our customers might say things like you just did. I just want to check and see if this is me or not. But really, it's not you. The outside of a toilet is not clean. That's you. I mean, not you, that's us, right? So a lot of times what happens is our customers are just being really, really, really nice for a long time. But then one day it's like, I'm done now. And so now this is the day that they point out maybe the one ring on the table that didn't get dusted, and they're mad about it. But it's not really because there's that weird guy that you got to get again, Tom. You got to block that guy again. Okay. But it's not really because of the one ring. It's because the rugs last time and the toilet the time before and the, blah, blah, blah. It's like it's wearing when it's that inconsistency.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Give us some more stuff that's
Yeah, toilet.
irritating.
This is another one. This is the bathroom thing. My thought would be, could they just take a picture of what it looks like? You know how have things laid out on any counter so that
Yeah.
if they're going to take everything off, that they could put it back exactly that way. And I
Yeah.
had to talk to one of them about that. And that I was like, whoa, wait a minute here. My toothbrush is on my husband's side, and all of my makeup, what in his
That's
stuff,
that.
what happened, and
And now
I don't
you
like
have
to have
work
to
to
put
do.
my house back together.
Right. That's a great one right there. I love that phrase that you just used. I don't want to have to put my house back together.
Yeah.
Right. So why did you come in and trash my house? Like, you're supposed to be cleaning, not rearranging. Like,
Yeah.
I'll rearrange when I want to rearrange, not when
Yeah,
the
it was
cleaning
hilarious how my husband and I were trying to get ourselves ready the next morning. We go, wait a minute, where's and we were like, running around the bathroom trying to figure it out. I thought, okay, we're gonna take that was a 3. That was a 3 that I sent in.
I got you.
Mhm.
Tom, did that sound hilarious to you?
Yeah, and this is really a cool perspective because you know we get the actual breakdown in terms of what we did or didn't do, but I think a lot of times we maybe don't get the full picture of how this impacts our clients' lives. Okay, well, we put the toothbrush on the wrong side of the sink. Well, it was a little more than that. And think about having a busy morning and multiple people trying to use the same space. I mean, that could that could be the beginning of a bad day.
Right.
Oh, it was. It was for
Yeah.
us, yeah. Because we had a webinar that we were trying to get done. Because everything's Zooming right now, right? And so yeah, we were trying to get ready, and we were bumping into each other. It was crazy, and so it added some stress to the morning.
Yeah, of course.
So that
Yeah.
was my 3.
Yeah, that's good.
So I wanted to share that one because I thought, well, maybe. But my thought is to take a picture. If they have a cell phone, just take a picture so they could put it back that
Great
way.
idea.
Yeah.
So another thing that you're saying that I think is useful for other business owners too is a lot of times when your customer is telling you things like to do, like maybe you guys could do blah blah blah. It's not because they're trying to tell you how to run your business. They're trying to be helpful. They're trying to give you an idea that they think would work because they just want to be helpful. They had a bad experience. They don't want to be complaining, but they need to let you know about the things. So if you're hearing that from a customer, chances are really good that they were more frustrated than they're probably letting on. They're probably trying to make it sound nicer and be helpful. So you could, so this is good information to know because I'm telling you, this is like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my whole life. And so you can see like frustration. She's going to be super nice about it, but you gotta kind of read between the lines when they're being really nice like that too. All right, go ahead, Louisa.
The other thing is the tub. I love the fact that the tub is shining and absolutely beautiful. But when I look, because I take a bath every day, I got to get my back warmed up. Again, I've got a lot of injuries I have to deal with. Like every bath, every day. But when I look over on the windowsill right next to my bathtub, and I've got, you know what I mean? It could have been wiped. That frustrates me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, if you could clean the bathtub, you could also wipe the sides of the tub or whatever.
Why not get all of the stuff in the bathroom?
Yeah.
If you're
and not move it around.
And if you're going to spend all that time moving all of the stuff off my vanity and putting it all back, all hodgepodge, you can just do a quick wipe on the windowsill
at the same time.
Yeah, that seems like way easier than moving all the other stuff and mixing it all up. So
yeah, absolutely. So and this is the thing that kind of drives me crazy is that when somebody will sweep, mop, what have you, but they don't open the door and get behind the door.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my God, that drives me crazy. Or underneath my vanity where I put my makeup on, they'll do all the way around the outside, but they won't go underneath, just pull the chair out and go underneath.
Yeah.
And so that always kind of, when I can see it, it drives me kind of crazy. But that behind things. And the other thing, I know this is crazy, but even like the door hinge, like on the floor where they'll open the door and maybe clean where the door is closed, but they don't go all the way back to where it's at. Here's
Absolutely.
another. I have pillars in our home, and I know your staff has gotten used to me about pillars because I have pillars where the bathtub is. I have pillars all over the house, but they
It's a big
don't
fancy house, y'all.
yeah, but they don't clean behind the pillar. It looks beautiful in the front, but for God's sakes, don't look behind the pillar, you know?
Right.
And they've gotten used to me about that. They kind of know the
Gotta
Shimamotos.
get behind the pillar. Right.
Yeah. So that would be the thing, is to kind of help them to clean behind
stuff, right?
Yeah.
And making sure. And so when
Yeah.
you're checking stuff too, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, Denise, right? From a client's perspective is so much different than our own, and how what they notice. Like, did you guys catch the hinge? The hinge. I can pretty much guarantee that the majority of your people, if somebody called and said, yeah, they didn't get the hinge, that your people would freak out. They'd be like, are you freaking kidding me? A hinge? We clean for 5 hours, one hinge? What? But that's the thing. You gotta find out what matters to the customer. And really, we don't have to clean 90% of that room. Let's just get the hinge, okay?
Yeah.
Because
Well, and
where it is.
And that's it, because every door has a hinge, but once you open the door all the way, they've got to get it all the way back there, or it just looks gross. It's like they didn't finish it. Just one little more wipe on the floor,
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the biggest thing for me is not just in front of the potted plant, and not that you have to pick it up or move it if it's heavy, but for God's sakes, please wipe behind it.
Get back there, right?
Yeah, the dust bunnies drive me crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my thing. There's my list.
All right. And so it's a good list, and something I want to point out to you guys as business owners. What you'll notice is everybody's lists have things in common. So she's got a very big house, and Louisa's house is what we would call dense. She has a lot of stuff in her house. Louisa, do you have even one surface that doesn't have stuff on it?
I don't think so.
No, you've got decorations. I mean, she decorates.
I'm a seasonal decorator. Yep.
And not in a small way, y'all. Like, if there's a holiday, you will be able to tell there's a holiday from the street. Okay, it is decorated. Okay, so it's what we would call a dense house. So you would not be able to clean every single surface in the house. You wouldn't be able to. We wouldn't be able to afford the time. She wouldn't be able to afford it. We don't have the time to do all that. But if you listen to her list, right, you're just looking for the themes. What are the themes that we hear? The first thing is we didn't hear anything really about the kitchen. Right? So kitchen is like good to go. She's not really all that particular in the kitchen. She probably does a lot of cleaning up as she's cooking, keeping stuff up, right? But how many things on her list were in the bathroom? A lot. So we need to put more effort and more focus on the bathroom. Also, behind certain things, bigger things, heavier things, not all the little stuff, because she has stuff, like I said, on every single surface. That stuff's not bugging her, but those big things, the bigger things that she doesn't ever really move. She doesn't move those pillars. So they got to get cleaned, because what happens is all the decorations she moves. When she moves those, okay, we're cleaning, we're moving, we're changing. But the other stuff that doesn't, that stuff needs to be watched. So what was I seeing over here? Oh, I saw my name popped up. It was Denise. Yeah. Oh, dense. Yeah. We call an area dense that is more than 50% covered. So if something is more than 50% is covered, then we call it dense. And then we clean it differently if it's dense. So I really appreciate your coming and being forthcoming with everything, Louisa. It's really this this Facebook Live that we do is about helping all the business owners to be better and to be able to see, we call it smart business moves, right?
Right.
Because we want to be able to make better business moves and better business decisions. So, because it's not an easy business to get into, and I'm talking to you a little bit different because we have a different relationship, but small margins in this business, not not maybe the most trained or educated people come to us right out of the gate, right? We have to put a lot of time, energy, and effort into training. And so it's important that we are doing more with those people. Okay, Tom, did you have any questions? I do have another thing I wanted to
Well,
ask.
it seems to me, one of the common themes through a lot of this, I mean, we talk about, from a quality standpoint, the issues, the gaps that we're talking about, we refer to those as non-conforming issues from, in a technical way. And, they certainly seem to be more weighted in some parts of the house than others, like just general, dusting on flat surfaces seems to be an issue. But the bigger takeaway is, okay, we're going to have, non-conforming issues to some degree are inevitable. You certainly want to train and break down root causes and have processes in place to reduce them from happening. More importantly, there's the communication process where you've got open communication. You're soliciting feedback. One of the things that I heard was, Liz's company is asking for surveys, which is a mechanism to get that feedback and to identify, these problems, these non-conforming issues, and then it's upon the service provider to come up with corrective action to reduce the chance of them happening in the future. You want to stop, at least I think that you want to stop short of saying, well, I guarantee you that will never, ever happen again. Something more useful is to be able to explain, well, thank you for that feedback. These are the 3 things that we can do to improve in that area to, in the spirit of getting a better outcome moving forward. And Louisa's been a customer of American Made for 10 years. So, you're talking about trust. I mean, a lot of trust develops over that amount of time. It doesn't mean that trust can't be lost. It certainly can, and it can be lost over a period of time if non-conforming issues are being pointed out and they aren't being addressed in a professional way. But you get a lot more runway. You get a lot more grace with that level of trust. So, I guess those are just my takeaways from this. You're hearing a relationship here between a client and a service provider where there's been a long relationship. There's a lot of trust. And that trust was built in large part by, having, strong communication channels.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would agree with that. For me, communication is huge in any business, And, but I have really, like I said, with this, I definitely suggest that is, if that's something that they're not doing enough of, you'll lose your customer because you don't know what their needs are or what's going on with your team that's there. And like I said, I love the fact that not only does Liz from the top down are interested in making sure that their clients are happy. So those that are in our home, the teams that are here, they're always asking, is there anything else? Or how's this? Is this? I mean, they're always asking. And I love that.
So one of the things Louis said that some business owners are afraid of. They're afraid to send out a survey after every clean because they feel like they're going to be harassing the customer, that the customer will be irritated if they're getting that every single time. What do you say to that?
Seriously, it's an opportunity for communication. It's a touch to make sure that, I mean, even if you don't respond, it's something that or they don't respond, by sending that out to the customer, it's another unconscious. Again, I teach this. The unconscious mind is 90% of us. Okay. Is basically, that is our goal getter. 10% is our conscious mind. What you're doing every time you send that out, you're reaffirming that they care about you care about them and that type of thing. You're giving them a warm touch every single time you're reaching out to them. If your staff is doing the same thing, they're like, oh, I love that. They're communicating with me. It's instead of just a once-time contract, here you go and you don't hear from people again, why would they do business again with you? They're not going to be, they'll, if somebody else comes along, they may go to someone else. But when you establish that relationship, that rapport, and that's what Liz is really good at, is by sending that out, it's rapport. And that's how people purchase. And like I said, is that communication and that rapport that's built between a customer and the client.
All right.
So there's value created by that survey going out, even if there's no response given to it, just the subconscious
It's
message being planted
exactly.
that this company cares about, their quality and cares about, what I think.
And
Absolutely.
my concern
Absolutely.
was always around, if I only send it out every other time, what if my customer has an issue on the off time? Now they don't have an avenue to tell me, or it's going to be hard for them. They're going to have to go search for that email from 2 weeks ago or a week ago or whatever time frame it was. Now we've just made it difficult. So I want to make it easy for the customer to communicate with us, and make it so that it's simple.
Well, at the
Okay.
same time, what I love about it is not just the communication too, but I know she's going to fix it. If there is something that they're
Yeah.
going to find out who they need to help learn whatever skill it was that they weren't able to do so. Because who knows, if it's happening in my home, maybe it's happening in somebody else's home, and you're going to lose that client. So I love that communication part where we can help each other. It's a win-win.
All right. And so one of the things I teach you guys, for those of you in foundations, anybody that's in the MMA groups, you've heard me preach on this a lot, is tell the customer how you're fixing it. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what you're going to do, and tell them thank them. You guys have all heard me talk about TAT. Thank, apologize, thank. Thank them for giving you the information, apologize for the problem, and thank them again by telling them how what they did, what they said, is improving your company, because that makes them feel better on a much bigger scale. Like, they can feel good about giving you feedback. Otherwise, it's easy for a customer to start to feel like a complainer, especially if it's happening multiple times. It's like, I don't want to tell you. Not only did you not fix it, like, I don't feel like you're appreciating that. Like, it's hard for me to tell you this. Like, why aren't you fixing it?
At the heart of this relationship is this concept called trust. I mean, if you think about what's happening here, Louisa's giving the key to her home to a stranger in some regards. And how many people have a key to your home? Not very many, right? And the people who do, there's a high level of trust. So if a problem is identified, and we've all had this happen to us, okay? Where you've got a problem and you're talking to a service provider and they're telling you, yeah, okay, we'll fix it. And you're saying, yeah, sure, right. But if you can come back and explain, thank you, this is how we're going to fix it or how we're going to address it. We're not putting stuff back, but my stuff in the bathroom is winding up on the other side of the counter. Well, thank you. We are implementing a new, production management system. It has detailed scope of work. We're able to take pictures of things and put them in the work instructions. So the teams are going to be able to actually pull up on their phone and see where things belong. And, we're implementing that over the next, few weeks. We're going to do training in the interim. And I mean, that's just a whole nother story where, heck yeah, that sounds great. Thank you. And you feel good as a client for bringing that, information forward, providing that feedback, because you got a response back that affirmed that the service provider cared.
And even bigger than that, you guys heard Louisa say something that I don't think we pay a lot of attention to. What she said twice was, and if it's happening at my house, maybe it's happening at other people's houses. So having the feeling of, I'm not only fixing it for me, I'm actually fixing it for other people too, makes me feel good about giving that information. It's like, so that's another really big reason.
And we all know there's no maybe it's happening at somebody else's house. It's a guarantee that it's happening at
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt, right? Absolutely.
The other thing that came up, I was thinking about when something gets broken, I love the fact that they'll leave a note with the item there and saying, I'm so sorry, this is what happened. I love that. I love the whole integrity part of it.
Y'all, she loves it when we break stuff.
I mean, but seriously, I mean, I have had other cleaners that didn't, Liz, and I would look around, I'd look for stuff, and I thought, well, I don't know. And I always had that question mark, well, gee, I wonder what happened to it,
Yeah.
And I love the integrity. That's just huge for me. And it's it's like one of them was just, what do you call it? oh, you put it underneath a plate on the table, a charger.
Okay.
A charger broke. And it was no big deal. I can get another charger, but I just bless her heart for leaving a note that she, had fumbled out of her hand or whatever, and I love that honesty.
So, Louisa, tell me about this. So when we leave a note, we always have the person that broke the thing leave the note. Do you think that that's more impactful than if they were to leave like a pre-printed something that just says an item was broken, please contact the office? Do you think having the
handwritten, I love your handwritten stuff. I mean, even every time they come, they'll have a handwritten thing. We have a good day. We enjoy cleaning your home. Your dog was wonderful. They'll always talk our little dog. They'll work it. I love the handwritten. Again, that's personalized. It's a warm felt. And again, what is it doing? It's impacting their unconscious mind. I would highly recommend you do handwritten things every time you're in somebody's home. I love that.
Okay.
And just little things like that, even folding the tissue, like I'm in a fancy hotel, they'll fold the toilet paper and make the little, I love that when I come home and see that. It's like, whoo,
All right. So I got a question for you. So this is a great source of frustration between, or argument goes back and forth between.
Are we going to get controversial here?
Yes, it's a big controversy. Should you or shouldn't you fold the triangle? And here's the argument. If you fold the triangle and then you miss anything else in the house, the customer is going to be mad. Why are you wasting time folding a triangle? Just clean my freaking house. That's one argument. The other argument is they feel good when they see that. And sometimes they see that and it's like, they don't even go looking for other problems in the house because they just feel like, okay, there was some attention to detail there. And they were paying attention.
The toilet still smells like urine. Oh, no, they do.
Oh, they do. But when the toilet still smells like pee, do you instantly look at the triangle and think to yourself, I really wish they hadn't done that. I wish they would have cleaned my toilet? Do you connect them in any way? Is it frustrating?
Them. Yeah, I love to me, it's the detail that they have put their signature on, and it looks professional. And that's what I want people to think when they come on their home. It's a warm thing. But the P, I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about connecting the two together.
Oh, good. I don't want you to. Don't start connecting it. But I'm just bringing this up for business owners because it's one of those things that it seems like a no-brainer to me, right? But business owners, we get tied up in our own shoelaces. We overthink things sometimes, and we think of them from the business, from our side, from the cleaning business owner's perspective instead of the customer's perspective. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. But yeah, you shouldn't connect anything to the P except that we should have cleaned it. Louisa, that's the only thing there. just heads up there. I had something else I was going to say.
Yeah,
Anybody have any questions for a customer? Okay. I did have another question, Louisa. Are there any little things that don't necessarily have to do with cleaning or the quality of the cleaning that can be irritating?
Scheduling, the billing process. There's a lot to the whole service delivery that goes beyond just what happens inside of the home at the time the home's being cleaned.
Well, it does sound like you really like getting the call. So if you don't get a call maybe in the morning or a reminder that they're coming, that might be frustrating. It's not directly related to cleaning.
Well, I always know what day and generally kind of when it's, I love, because it's a lot of times I'm working when they call, so it goes to voicemail, but they're always so happy and things. And sometimes how they're leaving the message can also affect my day. And I love that. I mean, like, I love calling. I'm trying to think of her name. That Liz that works with you that answers the phone. And both she and her mom, Michelle and Mindy, they're both so positive, and I just love to call and listen to even the recorder. I mean, it just gets me perked up. And your team tends to do the same thing, starting the day when they call. And so but I just like to me, it's all about communication. I just love that.
All right, I got another question for you then. we're going kind of back and forth on, we call the customers in the morning and let them know, but we know a lot of customers don't really like to get on the phone now. So we're talking about, texting. We do text a lot of times the customer, hey, just to let you know, this is Liz with American Made. I'll be there between 8 and 10. Any thoughts on texting?
Oh, I think that's great. Again, it's communication, it's touches.
Okay.
I think that's important. Yeah.
All right. Another thing that we're kind of testing, we're only doing it on one team. The team is texting with their picture. So they're like sending a picture of themselves and saying, hey, Louisa. So it'd be a picture of me that comes by text, and then say, hey, Louisa, Liz here. Just wanted to let you know we're going to be here between 8 and 10. Yes or no?
Again, that's any time if you could make it smell, it'd be even better. When you have the four senses that go together, you're impacting that unconscious mind every time you do something like that.
Do you think the picture adds enough value to train them and make them do it at every house, blah, 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 or don't really need the picture?
If it's already a preset picture and all they're doing is grabbing that, it would be so easy to do, but it's a warm fuzzy. Again, it's another warm, I'm impacting that unconscious mind with a picture. Okay. Again, that's heartfelt.
So the picture is good. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Makes a difference. All right.
Yeah, it does, because again, especially if it's a smiling picture or something, because again, you can't tell over text what the tone is.
Right.
At all.
Which is why I love the phone
call. Yeah. And so I think that by texting with the picture is doing pretty much the same as the phone call.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So I've been recording our conversation apparently on my watch. My watch is like, I'm done recording. All right. Sorry, watch. All right. I wanted to ask a couple of okay. So Louisa, a lot of times in our industry, your industry, all industries, right? We talk about our USP, our unique selling proposition. The thing about our company that is, better, sets us apart. And a lot of companies struggle with this because of this. They think, yeah, but cleaning companies are all the same. We all do the same thing. We go in, we clean, blah, blah, blah. But we do try to have a couple of different USPs. Like, that we made cookies for a year, right? For a year, every single time we came out, we made cookies. And now we make them for holidays, right? Whenever there's a holiday, we make you cookies. That does not really have anything to do with cleaning. Like, why would somebody that has cleaning, would they care about things like that? And why might they, or why might they be like, it's kind of a waste? Can you talk to that a little bit?
It's not a waste. It's not a waste. It's an emotional. People buy emotionally and they'll stay emotionally. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so by having that warm fuzzy, having that little cookie there or whatever, I love the fact that you do fundraisers for the dogs and all the animals and that type of thing. You're very involved in the community. And again, it just really proves that you care. You care.
And so you do notice we're connection to the community. It's not just about cleaning.
Right.
Do you care about our guarantee?
I love it. I talk about it to other people when I refer you.
Okay. What is it? What is our guarantee?
For me, it's, you'll make sure that you'll get her done.
Okay.
The way you want.
But you don't know anything about, we have a 30-day guarantee. You don't know anything really about that. For you, it's all about just trust that we're going to make it right.
You're going to fix it.
There's three common themes through everything that we've talked about here. It's communication, which builds trust and shows, there's a high level of care. And
the emotional piece is what she keeps going to.
You put those three together, that's a powerful combination.
Yeah, it's because you'll always support your decision emotionally. It'll go right back to the unconscious mind. So that's really, really important, is to have those impact there.
Emotionally, when you've reached a conclusion emotionally, you'll logically rationalize whatever you need to get to that
absolutely
point.
Yeah, absolutely.
You absolutely will. You'll find proof for whatever you believe. And it doesn't matter what you believe, you will find proof for it. Look at the election, y'all. There's not proof.
We're not talking about that. But as
We're
far as
not
a
getting
cleaning
there.
company, if subconsciously you think that cleaning company is great, you'll be able to find plenty
Lots
of
great
proof.
stuff.
You'll find proof.
Think
Yep.
you'll be able. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
So I can tell you that I was out at Louisa's house a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago, and y'all, she needs a deep clean. She needs a deep clean bad. And I told her, Louisa, you need a deep clean. She was like, what? My house looks great. And I'm like, if you guys had gone to her house, you'd be like, who's been cleaning this place? Are you freaking kidding me? So I'm not kidding, right? I told you, Louisa, we need to get you out. We need to get a
Yeah.
deep clean out here, right? So my point that I wanted to bring up is Louisa is a lovely woman. She's very kind, obviously been a customer a long time. She has a beautiful home. She's a high-end customer. She's on the pickier side, but the pickiness goes out the window when it comes to relationship and the care and the trust that is built, because that is the bottom line of what our customers are really looking for. They're looking for more in the terms of relationship than just the quality. So if you're putting all your focus into making sure that you have the highest quality company, maybe rethink that. Consistency, but get the P. That one's got to happen no matter what, right? All right, so we are top of the hour. Louisa, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help.
Having you here.
this was fun and some useful information. I've got notes.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Me too. All right, so did we have anything we needed to close up? Only thing is, Louisa, maybe drop the link for your scale up training.
Yeah, I've got.
Did I put it in there? Maybe it didn't go in.
It's
I
already.
think he got it. He's got to drop it again.
I thought it was up there at the
This is a website. This looks like it's
cool.
a really awesome event. It's this weekend and it's competitively priced. If you guys, anybody has the time to commit to this, do you need to like set in for all 3 days, or is it structured in a way where if you got some other commitments can only catch part of it? Would it still have value?
Oh, there's going to be value, absolutely, all 3 days, and there'll be speakers and different things and training as well. But I believe that once you're there, you're not going to want to miss the rest of it. So you will pop in and out, and we will have breaks and things like that built in. So, but
I also, because I am a customer, obviously, I have a free ticket. The first person who texts me or reaches out by Facebook for me, I can give you a free entrance into the workshop. Awesome. Alrighty. Yep. The summit. Sorry, I keep saying workshop, but this is summit.
Right.
Well, it is top of the hour, so we're done for today. We'll be back tomorrow, 5:00 Eastern. Have a surprise. Just
be different.
We'll see. It's going to be fun. Louisa, thank you so much. This was
You're
awesome.
welcome. You're welcome.
You got it, Denise. Look for Denise. I'm sending her over to you, Louisa.
All right, perfect.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.